Prayer versus self-effort. Either one or both. I know people that say prayer is needed. We need prayer. Prayer works. And others that say, no, prayer doesn't work. I've tried it. It doesn't work. God ain't doing nothing. We got to do all the work ourselves and figure things out. One of the very interesting things I've heard, and this is based on a true story. It's a movie called Breakthrough. A group of kids was on a surface of ice, and they were all, playing on ice, and then the ice caved in, and all the kids went down, and a lot of them were saved. One took a little longer to get out, so he was under there ice cold water for 15 minutes. Medical personnel came, saved him, took him out, brought him back to the hospital, did all sorts of interventions on him. None of it worked. No pulse. Mother came in, prayed, and immediately there was a pulse. Well, some may say, oh, it's coincidence. Others would say, no, prayer. Why did the pulse come right after the prayer? My personal perspective, God. Now, others are gonna still say no, something else, whatever, right? But evidently, in that particular scenario there, at least that scenario, human effort didn't work, but we know that there are times when those things do work. They do work, right? There's a place for doctors, there's a place for medical personnel, but don't forget, all that they use, all that they have is already from the earth. Come on. They didn't put the materials on that earth that they needed to help people. Come on. So, yeah. So, and there are times that we pray for things and for people to get better and things to happen, and they don't happen. They don't work. And do I know all the reasons why? No, I don't. But I also know of many times where someone prayed for something and it worked. I don't know all the reasons why. I don't know. But it was very interesting. I heard a sermon earlier with a group of guys that was very, very interesting. And I got some insights and other things that God just downloaded some info into my mind, about the discussion. It was very interesting. That I want to share. Prayer isn't us informing God. So God's not like, whoa, what? She did what with who? Him with who? God already knows. Prayer isn't us informing God. Prayer is a pure relationship building space that brings us up to God. So it's one of the main things about prayer is that prayer builds a relationship with God. Because listen, without communication, there is no relationship. That's how you are close to your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, a friend, and anybody, right? Who you choose to spend time with, who you choose to communicate with. Because without that, all you gonna think about God is just some idea, some concept. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. All God is going to you just some celestial being. Maybe he's out there, right? But if there's no prayer, no taught way of communicating with him, and how does God communicate with us? People have claimed they heard God's voice. Some have said it's some inner feeling. It's a conscious thing. It's conviction. It's a deep thing, right? But just like how we communicate in various ways, with verbal, with body language, with internet, with satellites, all these things, technology, TV, you don't think that way higher power being, right, would have a plethora of ways to communicate? Oh, because you just cannot hear him verbally? He ain't real. I don't hear him. Think about that. There are things that many think by a mere self-effort we can do without prayer. Yet prayer changes us in ways that mere self-effort can never do. To love our enemies. To thoroughly and purely love people who we don't know. And those that treat us bad. To be more conscious with the weight and effect of our words as we speak to our spouse, kids, coworkers, and people in general. To have robust boundaries with who our closest friends are. to who and what gets the majority of our time, attention, and emotional energy. There are abuses that wouldn't have happened, wrong relationships, marriages that wouldn't have happened, divorces that wouldn't have happened, harsh words that wouldn't have been uttered, violent acts and that wouldn't have happened, sex, porn, drug, liquor addiction that wouldn't have happened, sex trafficking, prostitution, and adults with baby minds abandoning babies that wouldn't have happened if we were more intentional, frequent, and serious about prayer. Wow. So evidently all those things, that I just listed, how can you, we naturally don't love our enemies. We naturally really don't care about people that we don't know. If we're doing who doing bad out there, we just shrug our shoulders and keep moving, and we'll obviously say bad things about that person. Homeless people, get a job, F you, blah, 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 I don't need, you smell bad. We are so careless with our words. It's funny how, like, if a boss or a celebrity or president, we're in their presence. We're very careful with how we talk to them because we know that the consequences if we don't talk properly. But with our spouse and our kids, we are just careless. You don't think careless words can affect them psychologically as they go out and impact the world? So we may think, oh, whatever, I don't care, I talk to them however I think. But your words have an impact. People are just nonchalant with relationships. The people who are abusive and have addictions of all sorts. People are violent. Sex trafficking. If we tapped into prayer like we should, we would get that supernatural energy, that divine power that we need to help us to do what we naturally don't want to do. The things that have plagued us, the things that have brought us down low and have us making horrendous decisions would have not happened, very likely not, far less likely, if we claim that power. If we claim that power, that wisdom that's higher than us. But we don't. The people that just assess and still think, I don't need God, forget God. Your marriage sucks. Your relationships are horrible. You still got that anger problem, that jealousy problem, that drug problem, that porn problem. Yeah. Oh, I don't need God. I don't need prayer. Forget that. Yeah, the research the evidence is so clear. That, man, people who have tapped into prayer and really went deep into prayer have totally been transformed and changed. And got set free. And it's free of cost. You can do it anywhere you are. Wow. Free medicine. Easy. You don't gotta travel for it. Right here, right now you can do it. Prayer fine-tunes and reveals to us and directs our mind, mannerisms, and methodologies in ways that mere self-effort can never do. Prayer connects our fractured, frail, perverted, and wounded minds to the wholesome, perfect, and holy mind of the divine, to God who would do such absolutely mind-blowing and transformative things in us and through us if we humbled ourselves to the usually overlooked necessity of prayer. And all of that I wrote earlier. To pray will fine-tune our mind, our methodologies, in ways that just pushing through won't do. When willpower gives out, and our minds are fractured, our minds are wounded by our, sin, by diseases, by what our ancestors did. We are wounded people, trauma. But when you pray and you look, oh my gosh, the work, the power that will come inside of you, you'll be shocked, man. Give prayer a chance. Go deep into it. Don't treat it as like a shallow thing. Be serious, go all in, and realize that power that'll come through you. All right, y'all. God bless you.